every time you bullshit yourself, there's another 7 layers underneath that. That's the actual truth. Why don't you start digging deep and stop bullshitting yourself and go ahead and ask yourself why? And when you get the answer to that why, ask yourself why that, and then ask yourself again why, and ask yourself again why, and ask yourself again why, until you get to the freaking truth. And it's gonna hurt like a mofo. If you can just stop being an NPC for a moment and get in the game, just actually get in the game and stop being the background person, you're gonna be able to find your life. What is your want?
Hello, my fellow humans, and welcome to the Multiverse Technology Podcast. Today's guest is Nina Perez, a faith-driven transformational coach, author, and speaker who helps purpose-led individuals heal their past, align with divine calling, and build prosperous, value-based businesses. Welcome to our show, Nina. It's an honor to have you here today.
I am stoked, Justin. I'm glad to be here.
Woo! I feel like we're going on the Oprah Winfrey show right now. Woo!
You get a car. You get a car.
Right? Everyone gets a car. I should start doing that, huh?
Man, you would be a very popular podcaster, let me tell you.
Business in about 5 minutes, but that's cool.
Right.
I'd love to kind of dive into telling the audience a little bit about who you are, your journey you've been on, and then bringing you to now where you're helping other people and how you're doing that.
Yeah, I've been doing this a very long time, and I'm a chef by trade. So I love cooking. I teach a lot of cooking, especially to like underserved communities, people who are really struggling and don't, maybe have a home or whatever. We teach them how to cook, and then we get them jobs in the industry. So that's been completely impactful for me. So I feel myself transitioning into that because I've been coaching for so long. I've been a chef for so long, and I'm merging the two now. And yeah, I got here, like all of us, right? With really tough life experiences. I think it's beautiful. I think it's a journey. And it's what it is to be a human, right? It's to be actually involved in your life. And I don't want to be an NPC. So I try my very hardest not to be an NPC in my life or in anyone else's life. But yeah, so I don't know how far you want to go in, but wherever you want to go, we'll go.
Yes, I love how you said the NPC, because that was mentioned to me recently. And now I go around just watching, and I say hi to people. They're like, huh? I'm like,
Right.
another NPC in my life. Good Lord. And now everyone's just an NPC to me every time I see them. They act like it. They're just like, what am I doing in life? I'm like,
Yeah.
my goodness. It's scary.
Yes. Yes. But it's, and it also says a lot, right? I was reading today, and I forgot what article I was reading today about the high amount of young people that are depressed right now. They're in a really bad depression. And I'm like, well, of course. I mean, they're just thrown so much garbage. You know what I'm saying? It's all about, let's divide us by race, by color, by gender, by this, by that. And they're so unhappy. And a lot of them don't even know what their purpose or point is. And it's because you're not even discovering who you are. Who are you actually? Why are you even here? What are you going to do today? Instead of following this herd mentality, break out of that NPC stuff and start living your freaking life.
I love that. That's what we talk about on here. Because the Matrix has got a stranglehold on so many of us.
Yes.
And then
Well, we're
it's telling us,
connected by the matrix, by the wires, right? We're connected by all the wires in
we
the system.
are.
Yeah.
It's telling
Yeah.
us who to be, how to act, how to live, how much we
Yep.
should make, where we should go
Yeah.
get jobs, who we should marry, how many kids we should have.
Right.
And it's like, whoa, you need to figure this out
Yeah.
on your own, what this means to you, not a system that's failing you. You have
Yes.
to
Oh my
create your
gosh.
own system.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So true, Justin. And I was thinking about talking about that with my husband too, because it's like, and now with all the, political climate crap, right? It's all about that too. Like, how do we divide you? I've lost friends over votes. Like, that's stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we've been friends for 27 years. That's dumb. Like,
Well, now
that's
you're
dumb.
red or blue. I can't talk to you.
Right, exactly. How dumb is that? But you've known that for like 20 something years. So how all of a sudden now it's an issue? But that's just to show you, right? If you get caught up in that matrix and that, I'm telling you, they will take you wherever they want to take you, and you'll follow. I don't wanna be
Divide
that
and
person.
conquer. It's a
Right.
strategy, and people don't realize they're caught up in someone else's game, playing
Right.
the long game, and it's a very strategic move that they're
Very
doing.
strategic. This is not new. This is going on
Oh,
50, 60, 70 years. It's just that now it's coming to a head. You see it really like being in your face now. Before they used to hide it. Now it's just in
they
your
could
face, right?
hide,
Yeah.
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 I remember growing up as, like, a teenager, even before then, being like I was, like, between 5 and 9. I understood so many of these concepts, but I didn't understand at the time what it is I actually understood. I
Right.
saw that there's something that didn't make sense and it shouldn't be.
Yes.
I just can
Yes.
put it into logical terms and explain it that way. I was so young.
Right, right, right. And so imagine all the stuff, and you look fairly young to me. I'm 53, right? So at 53, I was very fortunate in that I'm Gen X. It's before all of this stuff came, all of the phones and the TVs and the whatever, right? And I'm so grateful for that because it gave me a different perspective. The younger generation didn't never had that. They've been in front of an iPad and an iPhone since the moment they came out of the womb. So yeah, unfortunately, if that's not monitored, then the world is teaching them, and they're not learning real values or who they really are. It's kind of sad, actually.
That's so true, and it is. I'm considered, what is it, a millennial generation, but I feel
Okay.
that I grew up with all the similar stuff you did. I'm 41. I feel
Okay.
like that generation shouldn't be where I'm at. I feel like that's after me, but they put me in that pile for some reason.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
got to see all of this stuff too with you growing up with it, with what it's like to have it and not have it,
Right. Right.
and
Right.
still seeing
There's
each
something
generation
good
have
about
to
not
deal with.
having, though.
There is, like, that you're
There's
able to
something good.
disconnect, and that anxiety and stress and fear actually goes away,
Yes.
which is
Yeah.
strange, very
Yeah.
strange.
But we're also young enough that it still affects us too, right?
It
Like,
does, definitely.
I find that if I put my phone down, I don't, not anymore because I've gotten myself accustomed to it. But when I first started putting my phone down, yeah, it's almost like, but who's texting me? But what do I have to? What about what about right? Especially when
Yeah,
you are an entrepreneur or solopreneur or wantrepreneur, whatever you are, who is trying to get into the game, and especially online.
you
And
need it.
you'll get sucked in fast, like real fast. So I ended up just developing my own system and hiring my own team. And my team does all of that because I don't want to be stuck in the matrix. I just don't want it. I don't want it.
I
So
feel that you started playing by their game, their
yeah.
rules, and you don't understand because 'cause they've taken our creativity away from us. You don't
Yes.
understand how
Yes.
to actually create your own game, your own rules. Because life is made up by the rules and constructs that you create it to be, but we don't
Yeah.
remember that. We
Yeah.
forgot that. We
Well, I mean,
create.
I think AI is so awesome, and I think it's making us dumber at the same time.
I can see
Because we're
both.
getting lazy. Like you can go on there, have it write an email, have it, do a whole system for have everything, but you're not putting your own flair, creativity, mindset work, like all that stuff to it. And the women that I've been teaching, like I had to kind of let them know, are you getting lazy in your thinking? And they're like, oh shoot, and I'm like, I think you guys are getting lazy. Like, and if you start getting lazy, like even in my generation, right? When we were growing up, you had to learn how to spell and do math and everything by hand because there was no, computer doing it
Learn
for you.
math? What
Right.
the
Now you don't have to learn. Really, you don't unless you forcefully make yourself learn something. Right. Because if you think about
Yeah.
it, I mean, even I've gotten lazy with, a spell correct. I mean, everything's corrected for me. So why do I have to worry about how to spell it?
Right? I mean, I've even gotten that way with, like, PDFs now. I can throw them into
Yeah,
my AI and it'll just read it back to me. I don't have to
exactly.
read it.
Exactly. You don't even have to read it.
But at the
Exactly.
same time, it's like people are using AI wrong. They're not
Mhm.
understanding, like you said, they're using it to do everything. But they have to put their creativity into that and use it as a
Right.
companion or a tool, not
Right.
something to completely do everything for you. Like, oh
Right.
look, I have this, I can don't have to do anything now. That's not the right way.
Right. Right.
Yeah. We
Exactly.
have
But
to
I mean,
know.
that's what humans do, right? They find the easy way to everything. Yeah.
Right? We construct these elaborate systems to make things easier for us, so we don't have to do
Right.
less work. When you have
Right.
all that time on your hands, then what are you actually doing? Because I feel you're supposed to be connecting with other human beings,
So do
connecting
I.
with people, having conversations.
That's right.
No, you
That's
don't have to do
right.
all that admin stuff, but at least have good conversations with people. We're
I think
trapped
the
in our
world's
head.
coming back to that though. I think
I
the world's
feel
coming
that.
back. I think, like,
Feel that.
especially with all the stuff I've been seeing, I like long form content. That's what I like. So I like listening to long podcasts, watching
Same.
long YouTube videos. It's always been my thing anyway, but those quick, fast, in a hurry type, yeah, it doesn't really do much for me. Except from when I'm not feeling well and I want to just keep don't doom
But
scrolling,
yeah,
right?
dopamine hit. You're like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
yeah,
give
the
me more."
dopamine hit, exactly, but I just
I
find
feel
it
that.
so much more intriguing to speak to another human being. I think that's why I love podcasting so much. I think that's why I love cooking so much because 'cause you're with people. You're connecting in a deeper level.
Yes, I love how
Yeah,
you're fusing your cooking with people. 'Cause for
yeah,
the longest time, people were telling me, "Well, you're trying to fuse cybersecurity with human beings. What are you doing?" I'm like,
right,
"Well, it's this on my heart that I feel I need to do and that works for me."
right,
Like you're
right.
doing with the cooking and connecting with people and cooking for underprivileged people. I actually wanna talk about that more too.
Yeah,
I wanna know
yeah.
more about that program because I'm unlearning not just in my dating life, but in life in general, a lot of people don't have skills how to cook meals or even put something in the microwave or warm something up anymore. And I'm like,
That's
what's
so true.
happening here?
Well, because you don't have to anymore, right? Like to our point, everything is done. I mean, you can order to your home now. Like
Love
every you can
that.
order everything. You could do everything from home. There's meal kits now that you can just look at a
Yeah.
recipe and everything's prepped for you, right? So, yeah, I mean, I love it. I'm starting a new venture. It's called the Purpose Filled Kitchen. It's going to be a whole new YouTube
Mm.
channel that I started, and it's a platform of transformation. It's going to be really about things because I've been doing cooking for like 20 years. I've been coaching for like 10, 15 years. And I'm like, if I'm already coaching people while cooking, why not actually make a platform about that? So that's what I'm doing.
I love that because
Thank
some of
you.
us forget sometimes, but food, we put the right foods in our body that helps us be better people, live better
Yeah.
lives. It helps us be better leaders. I believe that fusion goes together, learning how to make the right food,
Yeah.
learning what you can, can't, shouldn't eat. We're in a
Yeah.
world where everything tastes us too damn delicious.
Right.
And this
Well, that's
stuff
on
kind
purpose,
of
right?
good. Yeah, like it's
But it's also about
evil.
breaking bread too. Like the people that are on my show, we're at my home, we're cooking a meal together, but then we actually go and have a conversation together. So we'll cook together and then we go and have that conversation. And so we're breaking bread together, talking about life, talking about business, talking about, I had an author talking about her book, talking about things like that because I think, when you can cook together, you're starting to get to know each other. Then you break bread, but you know this, Justin, like when you're eating with people, it doesn't matter what color you are, what religion you are, where you came from, what you're
Just
doing. It
like
doesn't matter. Good
food.
food is good
Yes.
food, right?
Woo!
So, right. That's all I want to do is connect with other humans.
I love that mission. I would love to
Thank
be
you.
part of that, and
Thank
I'm
you.
trying
I'd
to
love that.
find some better recipes myself. And let me tell you, I can cook, but I'm having issues with finding savory foods to cook to keep me satisfied without going
Mm,
out to the thing down the street and buying something. It's gonna
yeah,
make me
yeah,
feel
yeah.
less energy, you know?
Right, right. I know,
Alright.
especially because you're working a lot, right?
Yeah.
So you need that. Yeah.
It's easy to do this, but then I don't feel good afterwards.
Right, right.
I mean, I love cooking, but I need to know more things, how to cook them, what to cook, you know? It would
Yeah.
help so much.
It's so much fun. I love what I do. I just love and I love that I paused. I've been helping women for a very long time and we talk about a lot of the inner healing work, being somebody who's come from a lot of abuse in my life. I had to work hard on that for myself. Then I went and got my master's certification in neurolinguistic programming and positive intelligence and like all the certifications that everybody gets. And then went into inner healing, toxic shame and belief systems. But, I started to realize that, sometimes being stuck there is a choice, being stuck in that victim mentality, being stuck in that self talk. Like at some point, you have to realize that the only thing that matters is now, like this moment right now, you and me speaking. This is the only thing happening in the world right now. Because at the end of the day, I cannot control what happened in the past and I cannot control what happens in the future, but I can be here now. right?
Yes,
And
present.
I'm trying to live in that place more. Like when I'm with my husband, I want to be with my husband. I want to just listen to him and talk to him and like be at that moment. Same thing with my kids. I think we worry way too damn much about what happened in the past and worry about things in the future that may never even freaking happen. So we
What
stay
do you
stuck.
mean the stories I tell myself aren't always true? How dare you?
I don't think so unless you are trying to prepare yourself for that future true
Mm.
self. Right?
Yes,
That true being, that true moment when you say to yourself, "Who do I wanna become for real, and what does it take to get to that person?" You know, that can be true, but I think
transformation.
we just worry about too many things. What they're gonna say, who are they, what they're gonna do.
Like you were saying earlier, because the time we live in, there's so many things coming at us. There's so much noise, so many options. So our minds are just like being pulled and distracted, and we don't know how
Mhm,
to think, what to think. There's just become these people of just, okay, maybe I just don't do nothing. You start worrying too much, like you said about the future. Like, oh, I'm not gonna get this enough. I'm not gonna get this done. I'm not gonna get here. Oh, my life's over. Just these little stories that we tell ourselves, but also
mhm.
social media tells us how we need to think, how we need to
Yeah,
act.
yeah,
Also, there's this double conundrum, this information that who to believe, what do we do, how do
yeah.
we interpret, how do we define ourselves in this period of information overload?
Yeah. And I think the way you define yourself is to pull away from the information overload because when you're quiet, when it's just you
Mm,
know what you like and don't like. You know who you are and who you're not. You know what you feel and don't feel. But when you're over information overload, your senses can't even make a sense out of it. Right. So you have to be you with you. And for me, it's also, I have a faith. I believe in God. So it's a lot of time spending with God too, spending in that moment of peace and who He's created me to be and what is it that He wants me to put out in the world type of thing. And thank you for this moment, Lord, because I know I'm not promised tomorrow, you know? And so I try to be very cognizant of that. Now I'm not always successful, but I do try.
I love that. I'm on that same journey right now. I'm trying to find who God is and what he means to me in my life
Yeah.
without
Yeah.
all the religious and the noise and the bullshit out there,
Right. Well,
There's so
there's
much
so
of,
much information.
yeah.
You just seek the information for you. Just
Do I
seek
feel
that
this way? Do I
information.
feel this way? Are
Right,
they
right,
right?
right,
Are they right? Am I
right,
wrong? Who,
right.
what? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and like you said, I sit by myself in calmness, which has been a lot more than I used to do, and the quietness.
Good.
I
Good.
find peace. I find
Yes.
answers. I find clarity.
Right.
But then, like, I'm like, "Oh, but I gotta go do this," and I remove myself from that clarity. But it's
Right.
just going back and forth, but it's
Yeah.
getting more and more of clarity than less, but it's just finding that common ground eventually.
Well, it's also working from that place, which I'm still trying to master. It's
Yeah,
working from that place of clarity and calm, as opposed from that place of like hyper have to go after it, go. Right, right. So how do we do that? And I think that's something I'm trying to. That's like a journey for me in my life. Like, how do I work in a place of calmness and not have to keep always striving for the money, the successes, the accolades, the whatever, right?
yeah.
And because somebody said to me, "What does wealth mean to you?" And I'm like, "Man, wealth
You
means
know what they
complete
didn't?
calmness and peace with me and my family being at that place of serenity and peace." I think that is that's wealth, you know? It used to mean money to me. It used to mean,
Same,
like, "Oh, when I get six figures, I got six figures and I still felt freaking miserable. So
same,
I'm like, okay, so it's not that then. So it's not that. Right? Okay, I'm gonna be the best in my career. I'm gonna be on the papers. I'm gonna be in the TV. Okay, did that. That wasn't it. You know what I'm saying? Like
missing.
that's not it. What am I missing exactly? And I think it's just that for me it's the connection with my God, with God, and it's the connection with others. And I just want to be a human that is being. Period.
Love that. That's so powerful. So now you're also teaching your family, your kids,
Yeah.
and everything these same values, and that they don't have to get caught up in this world.
Yeah.
That it doesn't have to be such chaos.
Yeah. Although they don't listen. They don't listen, Justin.
I didn't listen either, but look at me now, okay? So let's not.
They don't listen, but I try to live by example, and I'm hoping because 'cause
Yes,
they're
they're
adults
they're
like you,
listening.
you
They're
know,
they're
so
watching you.
yeah.
They're
Yeah.
watching, they feel
They're
it. It'll
watching.
click.
They're watching. Yeah.
It'll click. Eventually, they'll come to a point after they've gone through their own chaos of destruction and whatnot and realize, "Damn, mom, I understand now."
Right.
I mean, I had that clarity with my mother on her deathbed. I'm like, "Mom, I
Oh.
get you. I understand now." We both
Mhm.
nodded, you know? But it will come. I feel like we all have that right time. We have to go through things to get to that. We have to go through that dirty, ugly to get to
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
clarity and
It's your
beautiful.
journey. It's your
Yeah.
journey. Embrace that journey. Some of it
Yeah. Enjoy.
sucks, but some of it's good. And I think that that's the thing is we get stuck in the that sucks and then instead of like looking at also, but also that's good. And how does this thing
Yes.
that sucks actually benefit you for the good? And I think that's the other thing, right? Like like when I used to look at my life in the past, I used to be a victim of it. Being in domestic violence, I was almost murdered by my son's father, like, been abused, I've been beaten, I've been all the things. And when I started to reframe thinking, I started to realize, okay, so, like, so what out of that, it happened already. So what out of that was a benefit to you? Well, it made me stronger and wiser and have grit. It made me smarter. It made me aware of the things going on in my surrounding. I know how to look for red flags. I like all these positive things that came out of that. We need to start reframing our thinking, Justin, and stop looking at the thing like, woe is me, that happened to you, happened to me, happened. No,
Yeah.
maybe it happened for you. Maybe it's developing you, you know?
Yeah.
So that's how I try to see life anyway.
I love to always say that to people. Things, no matter how bad they are, it's happening for you to understand, for clarity, for you to
Yeah,
find your peace, your purpose. 'Cause all the stuff I
right,
went through too, I wouldn't take that back. It made me who I am now. It's
right.
grounded me to find out how to fulfill my purpose and help people.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I
Because our
mean,
lives have meaning.
they
It
do.
has meaning, but our life is also very limited, right? And I mean, maybe 100 years from now, nobody will remember us, but that's okay. Maybe the person who needs us right now will, and that's all we care about, right? Like, I don't know my grandfather's grandfather. I don't know who that is. My great 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 grandfather.
He
I don't know
actually
who that
exists.
is.
Was he real?
I don't know. I must have been. I'm here, right? But the thing is like that's what's going to happen with me. I mean, my great 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 grandkids are not going to know who I am, but that's okay. I need to now live in the present. Who am I affecting right now in my life? Because it's it's not going to matter 100 years from now. It may, but it may not,
No, it's not.
and that's okay. And it's okay, right?
That's a hard thing to come by for some of us to understand that it's okay. And like you
It's
said earlier,
okay.
being present and
Yeah.
now, you
I
know,
think the problem is when we think it's not okay, when we think we have to be everything to everybody or do all the things or be this superstar, whatever, right? No, you don't. And that is okay. You know,
yeah.
I think we just need to be okay with being
Hey, my fellow humans, sorry to interrupt your video, but if you're looking for more ways to protect and empower your healthcare practice, we would love to help. At ITCMD, our mission is to simplify IT, boost security, and support your compliance journey with a human touch so you can focus on caring for your patients. Want to see how easy IT and cybersecurity can be? Schedule a free consult or check out our resources at iteecmd.net. Let's build a safer, stronger future together. Okay, bye.
okay.
We do. I find myself having that hard time as well sometimes.
Yeah.
And there's one thing I read recently that actually kind of helped give me clarity, and that was neuroscience reveals that fearing something makes it more likely to occur. Predictive coding ensures the outcome your mind concentrates on often unfolds. I found such power in that because it's so
That's so
true.
good. That's
Yeah,
so good.
that focus is so powerful. And so many
Yeah.
of us are far from our humanity, our spirituality, that we don't
Mm-hmm.
understand there's a duality to living. That whatever
Mm-hmm.
we think about, whatever we're doing and putting out into the world is what we're creating not only for ourselves, but for people around us.
Mm-hmm.
People
Well,
see like, oh, it's
everything
woo woo, but it's not. I don't
No,
think
it's not. I
it's
mean, everything you have right now, you created.
yeah.
Everything you have right now, you created from somewhere. Either was a thought or an idea or something you wanted. But what you have is what you have because this is what you wanted. right?
Yeah.
And I know that's hard to swallow because some people are like, well, my life is crap right now. Well, you also kind of created that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we
Yeah.
are responsible for us and our lives. And the stuff with, I think when you take ownership of that, you start to know now you can change that. So take ownership so
Yes.
that you can change it. If you keep resisting and pushing away, you will always have the same battle in front of you because that's all you're
Well,
focusing on, right? So if I'm always focusing on this thing, this is just like fresh revelation from me in these last couple of weeks, because one of the things for me was always my health, right? My weight, like my weight is always an issue. I'm always fighting my weight. I'm always fighting. And then I just realized as I'm saying it, no wonder you're always in this place because you're always fighting the same thing. Like, when are you going to start saying, okay, yes, this is my weight right now. Okay, Nina, how do we change that now? Instead of
mm,
fighting the situation and being in denial and being angry. I was talking to my husband about that because I said, sometimes you'll say, man, he pissed me off. No, he didn't. You pissed you off
yes.
because you were expecting something from this person who's not going to give it to you. So your expectations pissed you off. He's
Yes.
just being him, right? Or she's just being her. You pissed you
They're
off,
not listening to
right?
me. Like,
Right. If you give somebody that much power, then don't get mad at them for them having the power. You gave it to them,
right? And I learned a
right?
lot about that doing Krav Maga. They
I bet.
teach you so much about what you can do and what you're
Mm-hmm.
capable of, and then understanding and learning how to talk with people to calm them down, to not have a confrontation. Because most
Right.
people just want to be heard and seen. Because you two are
Right.
experiencing things completely different. So
Right.
99% of the time, you can just talk and relate to them, and it calms them down. There's no fight.
Yeah.
You
That's
know,
so
it's
true.
true.
I have a son, and he sometimes can give like really angry, and we're working on that actually. But I remember he would call me. He would be so angry and angry, and I'm super calm because I know that hurt people, right? And so, and after he gets through his all his anger, then we can now have a conversation. And he'll always say, Mom, I just have to call you because I have to just let it out, and you always listen. And that's right. Because that's what it's about, right? Like, if I would now get all emotional because I'm not expecting my child to be angry, it just makes things messy, right? But if
Yeah.
you can stop letting people have the remote control to your emotions and what button they press and don't press, I mean, if you can just take your remote control back and understand that you're in control of you, life would be a lot easier, I think, for all of us, right?
Ooh, I love that. That is so powerful. I agree with that. Because there's this thing I heard someone say to me recently that when you get angry at someone for something that they're doing, you're just kind of reflecting back and there's some part of you that hasn't been healed yet.
Yeah.
And I had to really think about that. Is that really
Yeah.
true? What do you mean?
I think some
And I
some of
think
that
to
is
a
true.
degree,
Yeah, I think some of it is true, and I think some of it is literally ego. Our ego steps in and says, "Don't you dare talk to me like that," or "Don't you
feel
think,"
that.
that ego comes up too. So I think it's a little of both. There's a place of us not being healed, maybe not in that particular situation, but maybe our ego has protected us from a lot of other situations. This ain't going to be one of them, right? So our ego pops up, you
Mm,
know?
that.
So I think that has more truth to me, but our ego causes a lot of issues. It causes a lot of problems. It gets in the way when we don't want it to. It also can protect you when you need to be protected, when you need to step on that stage, when you need to perform for that client, when you need to do the things you need to do. Your ego can be very helpful also. And I think is you just knowing who you are, like start digging deep, because every time you bullshit yourself, there's another 7 layers underneath that. That's the actual truth.
Ooh, ouch.
Okay.
Stop
So
yelling at me.
yeah, it's the truth. We
I like
bullshit
thinking about
ourselves
this.
all the time. Come on. We do it all the time.
We're the
Right.
best
And if
bullshitters of
you, yeah,
ourselves.
it's just crap. It's just crap. And that's the problem, right? So we promised ourselves this thing. We lied to ourselves. We don't trust ourselves. That's the issue. And then we going through all of these different things in life and we're blaming everybody else. But the truth is you don't trust you. You don't trust you because you've lied to you.
Can you
And
trust
when
other people?
Right. And other people have lied to you. So now you're just lying to you. They're lying to you. And then you're wondering why you're not reaching the whatever pinnacle of whatever you think you should be reaching. Well, why don't you start digging deep and stop bullshitting yourself and go ahead and ask yourself why? And when you get the answer to that why, ask yourself why that. And then ask yourself again why. And ask yourself again why. And ask yourself again why until you get to the freaking truth. And it's going to hurt like a mofo.
And so it's kind of
Right.
interesting.
Good.
It's
Good.
why we ask that. We want to know. We're
Yes.
curious.
We want to know.
It's
Yeah.
like becoming an adult takes away your child from you.
Right.
If that
Oh,
inner
yeah.
child will always stay
Oh,
with
yeah.
you, but we forget.
Yeah.
We forget. We don't ask why about anything anymore.
Right.
We just say, "Oh yeah, it is because of how it's supposed to. This is just life. This is how it's supposed to be. This is how my grandparents were, my parents were. This just is the way it is." And that's
And then
so
we get the lie
dangerous.
reinforced, right? Because
Yeah.
maybe our parents said something to us that hurt us, but then somebody in school did it too. So it must be true because now we're reinforcing that idea. And then
Yeah.
we get into a relationship and that person does something that hurts us. Then that must be true. And it reinforces the idea. All of it starting from the first lie to begin with. So it's
Oh,
just been one lie. You know how they say, don't lie
perpetuation is a
because,
hell of a
yeah,
drug.
when you lie, what happens? You have to keep lying to cover the first lie because you have to lie to keep covering the next lie. Well, that's the same thing with the lie we tell ourselves. Somebody took and stole something that belonged to us, our creativity, our mindset, our desires, our purpose, or whatever. They stole that. And then the next lie came, had to cover that lie. So now you have two lies and you don't even know they're a lie. And then another lie and another lie. And before you know it, you're just living in a perpetual lie. And you think that that's the truth.
It's a
Well, yeah.
delusion
And it's
of
illusion.
what's
It's
real.
all, like you said, it's the matrix, right? It's
Yeah.
all built to keep you not being who you're supposed to be. And I think that that's bullshit. And I don't want to live there anymore.
Right, yeah, that's why I try and tell people that there's a duality to life, but you have to make that step to start understanding and questioning and realizing where the lies are, where they lie, and who's
Yes.
telling you what, so you can understand these concepts yourself. And that's the
Yes.
duality there, but some of us don't live there. We live in the delusion
Right.
constantly. It's
And want to.
hard.
It's a
Yeah, we're
choice.
coming
We
fine with
want
it.
to live there. Yes, we want to live there. Come on now. Let's be real. We want to
Woo!
live in a delusion
Okay,
because it
I
is
feel that
easier.
sometimes too.
It is easier to live in a delusion.
It is.
Let's go. It is easier. I am so happy being overweight, Justin. Bullshit. Bullshit on that, right? But I need to say that because it's the delusion that I want to give myself and the world. And that's bull crap, right? So let's just keep it real and stop bullshitting. Like if you can just stop being an NPC for a moment and get in the game, right? Just actually get in the game and stop being the background person. You're going to be able to find your life. What is your purpose? What is your want? What is your know-how? Set your goals. Where are you now? Where do you want to be? Let's go. Let's go. You have one
Yes.
life.
Your
One.
own game, your own rules.
Right, right. And you don't get to repeat this either, by the way. You have one. Let's do it.
And if
Like
we do,
I
we
get,
don't remember
yeah,
it.
right, right. And sometimes that's probably a good thing.
Right? I don't know, remember the past lives of delusions that my past self lived and never came to terms with. I think I'm good.
Right, exactly,
This is hard enough
exactly.
sometimes.
But hopefully this podcast will wake a couple of people up because some people
Yeah.
are in a perpetual loop and circle doing the same thing
Yeah.
over and over and
When I
over.
interact with people from who I am, I'm able to see through a lot of people's
Mhm.
stories and lies and who they pretend to be. And it's
Mhm.
a good thing and bad thing sometimes.
Yeah.
Because good is I can see it. The bad is I end up judging them for it and not allowing
Mhm.
them to speak for themselves or get to a place where they want to change themselves.
Well, that's
So
good. I'm
it's
glad you're
hard.
noticing that, right? Because
Yeah.
it's also you having to pull back, right?
Yeah.
And just being, okay, I can see that that's not true, but I also know that that is the truth to them, right? Because
Yeah.
maybe they haven't come to the realization yet that you see, right? Like
Yes.
I have the gift of seeing the greatness in people. And some people
Same.
that come to me are like really broken or they don't feel like they're good enough and all the things. And I see the opposite of that. But if I just say to them, no, you're amazing, you're awesome, you're wonderful, you blah, 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 they're not going to even receive that, Right.
You lying to now.
So we have got to be able to allow that to be a process for them as well,
Meet them where
right?
they are.
Right. And if you see that, Justin, that's awesome because that means
Yeah.
you can start like chipping at little bits at a time until
It's
they
such
get
a
to where
hard
they see it.
process right now. 'Cause I've
Yeah.
gone through my whole life like that,
Yeah.
and it's just like, okay, in order for me to get through to people to really help them change, I have to meet them where they are, understand where they're coming from, and
Mhm.
pull back and not have them where I'm coming from. Not look at
Mhm.
them and see them for where I already have been.
Right.
And it's
Right.
so
That's
difficult.
so hard, yeah. It's hard for me too. I mean, I'm an adult, right? And I see my babies, well, they're not babies, they're grown men now, but I see them and I want to say, no, you can do this, you can. And I'm like, Nina, they are living their life. Like you have got to allow the process. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I have to like drop some knowledge and then let it sit and hopefully the seed will be watered and it'll grow,
That's one of
you
those
know?
parenting things I try and help people know, because I went through that with my parents. They would just shove, 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 and wouldn't release, wouldn't let go.
Right.
I try
The
and tell
pressure's
people,
a
like,
lot. Yeah.
yeah, you have to
Yeah.
let them mess up on their own, do
Yep.
good on their own, as long as you're giving them that guidance and that strength, they can
Right.
stand on their own.
Right. We're like
And I always
bumpers. We have to just what are they like the bumper rails on the when you
on the
go
bowling,
bowling? Yeah.
yeah,
We have to be the bumpers. Let them throw the ball. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And when
fully
they throw it,
remove
it's
them.
gonna bump. You bump them back in the middle. You just keep
I
bumping them
like
back
that.
in. That's it. That's how I see it when you were explaining that. I'm like, yeah, I think we
Yeah.
just have to be the bumpers. Yeah. Right.
Woo! Get me a little dizzy here. Man.
Man,
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
so
it's been
good.
amazing having you on here today. Really enjoyed talking with you. This went
Thank
in a
you.
different direction I thought it would.
Me too.
Amazing.
We just really dropped some knowledge today, that's all it was
Yeah.
about.
This is how you get to know people. This is how you feel if you wanna work with them or talk with them. This is how I
Yeah,
feel you do it,
yeah, yeah,
You
this
know,
was
you see how
good.
real they are as people, not just what they have to offer, but what they can help you cultivate in your life as it's
Yeah,
conversations.
that's what it's about. This was awesome. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. I want to ask you, also, where can people reach out to you if they want to work with you, have a conversations with you as well?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's easy. NinaPerez.com, so it's NeenaPerez. You'll find me everywhere. And now with the new channel coming out soon, The Purpose Filled Kitchen, if you guys like good recipes and good conversations, head on over there.
Hell yeah. I'm definitely going to be supporting that. I love to support you
Thank
with that
you.
any way that I can. 'Cause that sounds
I
amazing.
appreciate you.
Yeah, I
Thank you.
appreciate you too.
Yeah. All right. Thank
Before
you
we
for
go,
having me.
before we go, I ask you one last question. And that
Sure.
is, what does it mean to you to be a human being?
Exactly what we did today. Just being. Literally, just being.
That is so powerful with so little words. Woo! Girl, you got me on fire today. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much for
Justin.
sharing your knowledge and your essence with us today. I
I
appreciate you
appreciate it.
coming on here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye, Nina.